What is up, guys and gals, winners and winnerettes? It is DoubleWinning, and today I'm bringing you episode 8 of how to get out of silver and or bronze. You know, just my ranked games I'm playing up until I get to gold, and then I'll have to think of some other catchy name to put here. I am playing Vi jungle. I know you guys don't see a lot of jungle gameplay from me, but I do actually enjoy jungle. I think this jungle change is probably the best I guess iteration of jungle we've had since like ever. I think this is like the best jungle I've ever had. You know, you can farm it out, you can be gank heavy, you know, the conservation stacks really keep up the gold, and after we just blew the flash on Thresh, Tristana decides to flash, and I was like, what? But, yeah, so I'm playing Vi. Vi is a very, very straightforward jungle. She has pretty good clear, she has really, really good ganks. Even pre-6, her ganks are pretty good, and post-6, her ganks are unstoppable. I remember when I first played her, I bought her for the double pack that gave you this skin, you know, along with the actual champion, and I got counter jungled here, and I got so sad because I'm not a big jungler, so if I would have actually paid attention to where their laners were, maybe I would have been able to check that Nocturne that counter jungled me. Also, I wanted to change the Fog of War here, just because I thought of that last game, and this would actually help maybe you guys give a better perspective to what I can see or potentially see. So, I just decided to farm it out here a little bit, because I had already committed to that side of the map, so if I was to run all the way to his red buff, then he would be doing it, and he would be level 3, and I would only be level 2, and maybe he'd already finished it, and it just wouldn't have worked out. So, I did hit level 3 here, so Tryndamere asked for a gank, and I was like, you know what, I will kindly do you that. Since Olaf has Ghost, so the CC here is going to be pretty good. He's not going to be able to just flash away from my Q. So, of course, though, you don't want to start off with your Q. You want to make sure that, if you can, you want to start the fight off, and then you want to use the Q afterward to kind of follow back up so your laner can catch back up, maybe get another auto attack or something like that in. Yeah, so we get a nice little first blood there. I get a kill. You'll notice I also started with Sweeper instead of just getting a normal ward, and that's just because I didn't really plan on counter jungling that much or like trying to go for control. I really wanted to go for gank heavy. You know, you would start a ward if you wanted to put a ward in their jungle, or if you wanted to defend your jungle, which, I mean, if I actually would have put a ward on my red, maybe I wouldn't have gotten counter jungled, but, you know, whatever. So I wanted to gank bot here. I see this gank done a lot, but it's a really difficult gank, in my opinion, and rarely does it ever work out, unless you are already level 6 here. I was standing by because I wanted them to be able to clear this and then go back, but then we had, Nocturne chasing Kayle here, so Kayle dies, Nocturne gets killed though as well, and Kayle got pretty upset at us because we didn't respond. But if you look at the situation here, so we have Kayle being chased, she's asking for assistance. If we headed up here, we wouldn't have made it, she would have died. That's what the Leona starts to do, but you can see she died. If we would have went this way, we would have gotten cut off, we would have just started a team fight, we would have lost a lot of more people. So I can understand her frustration, but there was really nothing that we could do there. So you just kind of have to move on from that. One thing I really liked about this game, though, is this team comp is probably the best solo queue team comp I've ever had. If you look, we've got Tryndamere top lane, we've got, you know, which is a hyper carry. We've got Trist, also a potential hyper carry. You know, not really hyper carry, just really strong late game carry. Hyper carry would be like unstoppable. We have Kayle, who is a hyper carry, who can make Trist into a hyper carry through intervention. Also, Trynd baits pretty well here, but it wasn't quite enough to get the full bait going on, and since I'm not level 6, it's not going to be enough. If I was level 6, I would have been able to get that easily. So I popped the ward here with my my old trinket, and then Nocturne is like, well, I have a spell shield, I'm really good, and then I was like, well, I'm about to dive your ass, so JK. But we decided to push the tower here, and since he is level 6, I know that we can dive, so I pop up my Q, and let's go, son! I pretty much instantly killed the Nocturne, and then I flash away to let the Tryndamere finish off this Olaf here, since I was tanking tower aggro, and I'm going to die here. If Tryndamere would have been able to initiate that, maybe that would have gone better, because I wouldn't have taken any damage, and he would have been able to ult, but either way, Tryndamere gets a nice little double kill, which is going to allow him to win super hard. But yeah, so we've got hyper carries through Tryndamere and Kayle. We have a really good split push power with Tryndamere. We have all the engage we need with Vi, Leona. We have all the late game power in the world. We have super mid game power through Vi and Kayle and Leona. And we have really good range with Tristana being late game. Her range is going to be really good. We have really good peel with Leona Vi. We have pretty good wave clear with Kayle and the explosive shot range. And then that would probably be our only even close to weakness is our wave clear, but even that is pretty good. Our pushing power is really, really strong because we have a lot of range from Kayle and Tristana, able to push towers. We have really good dive from having a Kayle. I mean, Kayle's really, really strong. And we have really good tank from me and Leona. So this team comp was just so ridiculously good, and I was talking about it in Champ Select. I was like, is this actually solo queue? Because this is the best team comp I've ever seen for just a random thrown together solo queue team comp. You'll see I put a pink ward there on my red buff. That's because I thought I didn't want to underestimate Nocturne. I thought maybe he had killed my first red buff. Maybe he had timed it and warded it. So I made sure to drop the pink ward there. So gonna get a pretty free gank here. I probably didn't have to ult there, but I knew Olaf was gonna ult, so I wanted to make sure that I was gonna follow him with it and do the damage. So we're gonna go ahead and get this tower here. Olaf's pretty much shut down at this point. I felt kind of bad for him because I guess his team was flaming him, but there's nothing that he really could have done. He was a little pushed up in the very beginning, and maybe he could have had his ward down, but I mean that's a mistake everyone makes. But after that, he got counter ganked, and then he got tower dove there. He was just kind of having a rough game. The other team got the dragon there because I didn't have a ward, and bot lane didn't have a ward on the dragon, so I was kind of super bum-doed, but it happens. That's what happens when you show top. We got the tower though, so it was still pretty good. So I'm using my Q to gap close here, trying to get down bottom as fast as possible because I see Kayle's coming down, and I'm like, all right, let's freaking do this. So I try and hit the thresh. I think I actually did hit him, and then he flayed me afterward. The Leona misses the E there, and I'm just like, well, this is getting sour real quick. But Kayle actually does pop the thresh, and then I'm considering maybe going back in. So I go in. Kayle's got the intervention. I know that. So she is going to kill the Gragas here, I think, in a second. She's going to pop the intervention any second here. She doesn't kill the Gragas. Leona comes in. She interventions herself, even though she's... I don't think she was taking damage at that point, but she was pretty low. And so they would have just turned on her if she was. But basically, it just doesn't go as well as it could have. But then it doesn't matter because Tristana comes in here. And she could have actually gotten that kill if she wasn't A-clicking. And so she ends up hitting the creep instead of Lucian. And so that was a little unfortunate, but that's okay. She got at least one kill off of it. So, like I said, though, our team is so strong late mid-game that if we get a little bit behind, it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, we're not a little bit behind right now. We're ahead by, about 500 gold, which doesn't really matter. But just figured it was worth saying. Yeah, if you're looking for a really easy jungler, Vi, Wukong are probably the most straightforward junglers right now. Wukong's really good for AoE. If they have a Yasuo, you guys can check out my Wukong. Wasuo, that's a pretty good name for it. Pretty much you can stomp solo queue with it. So this is a pretty easy kill on Lucian. It would have been if I had my ultimate, but I did not. So instead we just blew some old summoners. And at this point I know she's got the intervention here, but she doesn't actually intervention me. Because she knew I wasn't going to die because I was so good, aka I flashed out because I was scared that I was going to die. But that's okay. We end up getting the kill on Lucian and Thresh, and we've got Nocturne and Gragas there trying to defend. I stay around because I figured, maybe we can do something here because I have my ultimate and Kayle has intervention, but they decide to put the X-Nay on that, so I was like, alright, well, I'll just back here, and then I get ulted by Nocturne. I just jump away, and I'm like, Nocturne, really? What are you thinking? Do you really think you're gonna get me there? Because you're not. So I go ahead and ping Kayle. Come over, get your blue, Kayle. Kayle's like, yo, dog, I'll get that blue. Gets the blue. Gives me the heal like a good Kayle should. That's so nice. I waited for her and everything. She recognized it. She was like, I recognize. And then she gave me the heal to repay my my patience. So that was really cool. I'm going to keep farming here. Tryndamere is pretty much good to go at this point. You know, I got him those kills and assists. He's up by like 40 CS. There's not a whole lot Olaf can do. You know, if Tryndamere gets ahead, I mean, it's kind of the same with Olaf, though. If Olaf gets... Well, Olaf has to get a little bit of a larger lead against Trynd, and then there's not a lot that Trynd can do, just because Olaf gets to a point where, you know, like he can really scrap when he's getting low on health, so like he can kind of live through the Undying Rage from Tryndamere. Like it's not a picture perfect scenario, but Olaf does okay against Tryndamere. If he gets a little bit of offense and a little bit of tankiness, he needs to make sure he balances it pretty well, though. Looks like he's going to go Hydra, try and make sure that he can farm, though. Our Kayle is super strong right now. She's ahead of the Gragas. She's got the Nashor's Tooth, and it looks like she's going for the Lich Bane first to maximize her burst damage. I actually get a ton of gold here, it was a tough decision here because I was like, I used my sweeper, but my bot lane's getting ganked, but there's 2 wards. I want to kill them all. If I even hesitate a little bit, I won't be able to kill them. So I kill the wards, and I'm like, screw bot lane. Gonna go ahead and farm this white, and then I'm gonna go defend bot, because I don't want the tower to go down. Leona's going ham. Leona does die, but I kill the Thresh, and then I actually get them to back off the tower here because I'm freaking strong, so y'all can suck it. And then Kayle's going to come in here and say, hey, peace out. See you, nerds. And then she's going to drop that fat intervention on me, and I'm going to flex my way back to base here. Look at that. Oh, just kidding. I'm going to go do Dragon. And then I'm going to flex my way back to base. Just kidding. I'm going to do the White Camp. Then I'm going to go flex my way back. Just kidding. I'm going to do the Wolves. Then I'm going to flex my way back to base. It's a joke, because like I kept saying I was going to... Anyway. Yes, so I need to tank up here because I need to be that frontline initiation for my team because I'm not the carry. We already have plenty of damage. I don't need to build more than just the Lizard Elder for that early aggression. So I decided to just go with a flat Warmogs because Olaf does have true damage, Gragas has burst, Nocturne has a little bit of burst, and then Lucian isn't that strong. So I didn't really need to get armor right off the rip. You know, he got 6 kills, but like it's not really going to do that much to me. So I decided to just go with the Warmogs because I figured that the flat health would be pretty good. Perseverance got nerfed, if you guys didn't know. The Mastery Perseverance, it used to, well, it originally was 3% per 5 seconds max health. Absolutely stupid. Then they lowered it to 2%. People were like, okay, that's still pretty good, though. They lowered it to 1% with this most recent patch, which I think was definitely needed because it was like 100 million times better than anything else. Having Perseverance and buying a Warmogs isn't as broke as it used to be now. Because look at it, Warmogs unique passive is 1% max health restored per 5 seconds. Perseverance was double that. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they had it as triple that, but Lucian flashes my Q there, and I have no ult up, so Trish decides to flash barrier onto the Lucian. He really didn't need to do that because I have my Q max, so the cooldown is pretty low, and I was just kind of waiting it out. I was going to get another one off on him. He could have just used his jump. He didn't need to flash, but it didn't really matter all that much. Actually, no, I think I was thinking about that in game, and then he actually needs to flash later. We'll find out. Me and Leona are going to put some damage off on this mid tower. I think we actually get it here. We just kind of are like, alright, well, Nocturne, you really don't do all that much, so we're just going to kind of hit this a few times. And then Thresh was coming, I was like, well, this could be really bad. Oh, right, I love this situation. Okay, so Leona is like, alright, you know what? I'm feared. Time to go ham. And I'm like, you know what, Leona, let's go ham. So Thresh drops the box. Leona's throwing out the Zenith Blade. I throw out the ult. I'm going to see if I can try and pop this Thresh, and then we can turn our focus onto Nocturne so we don't have to worry about the CC and the shield from Thresh. Looks like we're not going to be able to get Thresh here, so I was pretty disappointed. But then, wait for it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, flash. Get the auto E off. Leona comes back in on the Nocturne, and we're just like, what's Gucci? And then we get another little E kill there. What's that called again? Excessive force. So I honestly used a lot of excessive force in that fight. That was the most forced, worst pun I've made today. And I'd say a lot of puns during the day, a lot. I was talking about heroes as in the food on Twitter. And my friend was like, I really want to get some heroes this weekend. And I was like, yeah, let's go to the place by my friend's house. And He's like, yeah, I always go there. I was like, yeah, they're my heroes. But I spelled it Gyros, as in, like, the food. And I was like, puns. Okay, maybe that one's a little worse than the one I just made. But either way, I go back, I get myself a Glacial Shroud. I get myself, I believe, Longsword Cloth Armor. I want to tank up a little bit here. I mostly wanted it for the cooldown reduction. I think I was just spamming laugh there because I was like, I'm not going to go in on you, Nocturne, because if I would have ulted, you would have just spell shielded it, and I don't have enough strength to just pop someone. I did put a little bit of trust in my team here by not building like Black Cleaver, so I can just one-shot people. I straight up am like, hey, Nocturne, remember when you counter-jungled me in the very beginning of the game and took my red buff? Well, screw you, we're going to kill you at your red buff. We're going to let Leona take the kill for the disrespect. Then we're going to dive your whole team and get a triple kill. Well, it's a double kill plus a single for Leona, but still, we're going to push the tower. And then we're going to get really greedy here. And we're probably going to die, but, you know, that's no problem because we're going to get 2 towers and almost an inhibitor. JK, not even close to an inhibitor, but we're going to die here. So, rest in peace. God bless. Tristana and I die. Leona gets away, but we got 2 towers there and a triple kill. Oh, well, 3 kills. And my team was kind of like, oh, we shouldn't do that. I was like, what are you talking about? That was fine. Like, we got greedy, but, like, it was still fine. Like, there's no reason to really be negative about that. Remember, we have a godlike team comp. This team comp is super broken. If you just want to win every solo queue game, pick this team comp or a variation of it. Like, you can swap Trynd out for, like, Jax or, like, Aatrox or something that's just, like, godlike split pusher who can't really lose to anyone. I don't know. And then, like, you can swap out Leona for, probably swap it out for Thresh. You can't really swap out Kayle for anyone. She's kind of a huge part of, like, you could, but it wouldn't be as good. Like, look at that damage! Holy crap, Riot! What were you thinking? I'm so glad Kayle got mostly nerfed with this most recent patch. Her Q dropped 0.4 AP ratio. Like, that's huge. No more one-shotting, or, you know, it's going to be a lot harder to. But they did make her intervention have I think, no mana cost, maybe. And then they give an AP ratio to the movement speed on her heal, and I think they upped the heal ratio a little bit, which I'm totally fine with. If they want to give her more utility and less hyper carry burst damage, that's fine with me, because right now I absolutely hate laning against Kayle. It used to be my bane. Like, I was Batman, and my body was broken by Kayle when I would play Fizz. Like, that's how bad it was. But we wanted to bait out Baron because we didn't think this was warded, and we were right, so we're going to get pretty much a free kill on Nocturne here, and then we're just like, alright, let's go do Baron. Yeah, my team kind of hesitated there for a second, because Tryndamere is going to drag all the attention away from Baron, so we're going to get this pretty easily. Tryndamere is going to die for his sins because he doesn't press his R button, but that's okay, because we're going to get the old Baronimo. And I think I actually did get a Brutalizer this game. I totally forgot about that. So I'm going to get a Frozen Heart, and I'm going to get a Ruby Crystal, because it's going to make me super tanky. I'm going to have 3,000 health, 1,760 armor. How ridiculous would that be? Jesus. 176 armor, I only have 69 MR, just because I have so much health to sustain the burst of Gragas' damage, and Gragas is gotten pretty defensive with this build. He's got Zonias and Athenes. He's not, like, if he was like Rab Hat, DFG or something like that, maybe I'd be a little bit more worried, but right now he's not doing enough damage. Plus, Gragas is a bursty champion, and if we don't get poked out, which we won't because we have super good initiation from Leona and Vi, Gragas is not much to worry about. This game is going to be coming to a close here pretty soon. So if I could just remind you guys to click the links in the description, go to my Twitch page, twitch.tv/DoubleWinning. I'm going to be starting up streaming soon because I got my motherboard and my new i7, which you guys have probably heard about 6 million times if you've been watching my recent videos, as well as you should go to twitch.tv/HJTenchi and follow his stream. He's a buddy of mine. He's a good streamer. He's a really nice guy. Make sure to introduce yourself when you go in his stream, and he'll be super nice to you. And you know, if you tell him that DoubleWinning sent you, he'll be super nice to me, and you know, that's always nice. You know, how many times can I say nice in a sentence? Nice, 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 nice. So we're going to get a nice little team fight here. Going to continue using the word nice in every single sentence that I ever say. I'm going to stand here while the tower hits me a few times before the creeps come. I step off a little too early. Kayle gets jumped on by the tower and she freaks out. We're going to push this inhibitor, and I think they might actually surrender. I don't know if we actually get the win, but either way, I'm going to catch out Gragas there. We pretty much instantly kill him because Kayle is broken with these 3 items before this patch. She's still going to be really strong. But either way, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/DoubleWinning, facebook.com/DoubleWinning. And I really hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. I've been trying to make a lot of them since I went through that kind of 10-day spree when I was sick where I didn't have any. I die here at the last second, but I don't remember if it counted. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, comment what you guys think. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. And as always, guys, stay classy. And guess what you should all do? You should keep winning. Like double winning. In case you guys didn't catch, that's why I say it. Double winning. That's what the whole channel's about. Learning to win. Learning to get better. I'm going to stop rambling.
Guys,
Peace.
thanks for watching that Vi Silver gameplay. Unfortunately, it is the last gameplay I was able to archive from my old computer. And so there won't be any more how to get out of Bronze Silver unless I get a Smurf or something like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the series. I hope it helped. I know not a lot of them were like filled with a bunch of tips and stuff like that, but I was hoping that you could at least see how I played in them and see maybe if that would be able to help you guys. Some people really liked it, some people didn't. I understand. I can't please everyone. What I did want to say was I am going to be streaming tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know when this video is going to be up, but my streaming schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it'd be really cool if you guys could check that out. Go to twitch.tv/DoubleWinning and twitter.com/DoubleWinning and facebook.com/DoubleWinning. And you can follow me on all those. Twitch, follow. I don't really know if the notifications are that well. Honestly, the best one is probably Twitter. That's the one I'm most active on, and then Facebook. Most of the time I'll post it there. I can't always post a video on when I'm going to be streaming, so it's good to follow those. And from now on, my ranked gameplays will be, right now I'm at like gold 3 or something like that, so it'll be as I'm going up, or I guess maybe if I'm going down too. So I'm really excited about streaming, and I'm going to be trying to do a mix of solo queue, other games, and viewer games, depending on the audience. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really appreciate all the support, and